Hello, everyone. Welcome to night 4 of BCMFest 2022 here through Club Passim. Thank you for tuning in. My name is Matt Smith, and I'll be your host tonight, bringing you through some of the best in Celtic music from New England. And we're so excited to be here. It has been an incredible festival so far. My guess is many of you have been tuned in the entire time, starting Thursday night. We were here Thursday night, Friday night, yesterday, and we had some workshops this morning with Shannon Heaton, and we had Alistair White doing one at 1 o'clock this afternoon, a fiddle workshop, and here we are for the final night of BCMFest. It has been an incredible ride. We were supposed to be here in the room, in the actual room, not in this room. That would be weird if we did it all in this room. But we had many things planned, including, of course, the Healy happening and some sessions late night, and the world decided on something different for us this year. So we pivoted quickly and moved to an all-online festival, and I want to thank you all so much for being part of it. Make sure you do visit passim.org/BCMFest, where you'll see the entire schedule, as well as links to all of the artist pages, so you can follow them on their social media, but also you'll see a yellow donate button. That donate button is an essential part of what keeps this festival going. Please make a donation if you can. It helps tremendously. I want to bring on our festival curator this year. She's been putting together this entire program for you all, and it's been amazing. Please welcome Summer McCall.
Hi, hey Matt.
How you doing?
I'm good. I can't believe we made it to the last night already.
I know, it feels weird, doesn't it?
A little bit, but
a little different than it would have felt, but it's still been incredible.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have sleep deprivation, and I haven't been hungover yet this weekend, so it does feel
then
a
you're
little
not
different.
trying hard enough.
You know, it hasn't gotten that Celtic yet. Maybe tonight will be different.
So has your crew arrived? I mean, you're going to have some people over there watching with you, right?
I know. I'm going to have a little watch party here. It's like almost everybody already had COVID who's coming. It's weird that's like okay now as a thought process, but the rest, we're keeping it safe, doing rapid tests, everybody, and being mindful. And it's a small group, but it's going to be really nice to watch with some of the people who have performed this weekend and will tonight. So we're going to kind of watch as a little party and eat some chili and stay warm.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing. Sounds fun.
Yeah, and I just want to take a moment to thank some specific people and groups that have helped with this entire festival. Some people from the very beginning, those who kind of thought of the concepts originally, which is Shannon Heaton and Laura Cortese, and what it's become now, Passim taking it on however long ago that was. And just thank you to the original people. I also want to thank our sponsors. We have a few sponsors for this year, including Mass Cultural Council and Sullivan Tire. So thank you so much for your support in that way. We also have the committee, which includes you, Matt. Thank you so much, Matt Smith and Sean Smith, Leanne McNally, Eva Broadway. Some of our honorary folks like Laura Cortese came in sometimes, and Joey Abarta. We also had Adam Klein and Joe Chambers helping out with some of the press. So thank you so much to Adam and Joe and everybody who helped get the word out, from the Boston Globe to other Cambridge groups and beyond. I also want to thank all of our artists for adjusting, because we only made this call. What was that, like the 27th or something?
Yeah, it was like a couple weeks ago.
Yeah. So the fact that all the artists you're seeing tonight, they were all ready to go into the club and then agree that this was the right choice, and immediately were on board to make videos or live stream, get the word out still, and stay just as hyped about it. So thank you to all of our artists that you've seen and that you're going to see tonight. And to all of our viewers out there this whole weekend for sharing the stream. That is a very helpful thing to do, as well as donating. So if you haven't donated yet, or if you want to donate more, be my guest. You can do so at passim.org/BCMFest. Like Matt mentioned, find that yellow button. And thank you so much for helping make this happen, everyone out there.
Yeah, and actually, it's a good time to mention, it is a big help if you share the stream. So take a moment right now, if you can, and share this through your own pages and let folks know that you're tuned in, because that's how the word gets out in this virtual environment.
Yeah, and to let folks know, too, for the last few nights, the chat box over on YouTube, that's been going off.
That's where it's happening.
That's the party.
Yeah.
So, wherever you're watching from is great, but pop on over to YouTube just to kind of check out the chat.
Yeah, keep that separate window open so you can see what's going on with everybody. A lot of the performers are over there.
Yeah, I'll have my phone open for the chat and watch it full screen.
Well, we have an incredible night of music ahead of us tonight, don't we?
We really do. Like another nonstop night.
Yeah. And the energy has just been so high. It has had that live music feel to it,
Right.
So why don't you give us a little rundown of what's going on tonight?
Well, we're going to kick it off with the Treaty Trio, who they're backstage with us here. They're going to come in at it as a live stream. But then we also have a good amount of videos and some more live streams, I believe. After them will be Sarah Collins and Jonathan Vokey, a kind of newish group. We're going to see some 5-string banjo and a fiddle in that set. We got the Carroll sisters, who are coming up from us, I think, in the Connecticut region, but they have friends with them, including our friends Katie McNally, Neil Perlman, and a cellist named Sammy. We have the Boston Scottish Orchestra put together a video for us. Thank you for all the efforts to make that happen with so many people. We have a video from Julian Lloyda, the past organizer for the past couple years of BCMFest, a video that he put together and produced called My Gentle Harp. Then we got Sean Healy and Owen Kennedy, fiddles, and Molly Pinto Madigan, a lovely singer-songwriter that many of you are familiar with. And then we're going to end the night with Rachel Clemente and Dan Houghton. So it's just all different kinds of genres of Celtic in there.
Love it. I love how wide-ranging this festival always is in its vision of Celtic music. It's just such a fun thing.
Yeah, and thank you again to everybody for watching. Remember that next year is our 20th anniversary, and we've already got the Sinclair. It's gonna be a party. So if you're having a good time this weekend, which I'm sure you are, come next year. Do keep that light shining bright for BCMFest 20th anniversary next year.
Special thanks also to Abby Altman, who's backstage, who has been doing all the tech side of things and making sure people are virtually where they need to be. She's the wizard behind the curtain that is doing all of the magic back there.
Absolutely. All right, well, let's do some music.
Sounds good to me. Why don't we bring on our first act? We've got the Treaty Trio to start things off. Hello, folks.
Hey, how's it going, Matt?
Hey, folks.
One of the first acts of the week to have coordinated outfits.
We did. We spent a lot of time doing this.
Well, what has your set got for us this evening?
Yeah, so Matt, we're gonna play some traditional Irish music for you, some jigs and reels, and maybe a couple of other things thrown in. And so we're looking forward to it. This is we've been to BCMFest a few times. We did a virtual set last year. I think we were in the Druid pub and we recorded it there. It came out a little red, if I remember right. Under the lights, felt like we were under the heat lamp for the thing. But this year we try something new and try and do it live and maybe get a little different of a feel to it. So we're pretty excited. Yeah.
Well, we're so excited to have you here, kicking things off here this final night of BCMFest 2022. Take it away, Treaty Trio.
Okay, thanks.
Cool. Yeah, so as John said, we're delighted to be able to come to you live and kick things off this evening for Sunday. Some fantastic music over the last couple of days and some more great music to come this evening. So we're going to start off with a couple of reels. The first one is a tune called The Green Fields of Ross Bay, and then we'll follow up that with two great kind of tunes from the repertoire, kind of the Irish music repertoire in general. The first one is Cooley's Reel, and then we'll go into a version of The Morning Dew after that. So hope you enjoy it. Thank you very much, folks. I hope you enjoyed that. That was a nice way to kick off. So we're going to play a couple of jigs for you now. The first one is called The Hole in the Hedge. It's one of the first tunes that I remember this gentleman here on the accordion, Rory Coyle, playing. Or maybe even on the melodeon, I don't know if it was the accordion at the time. But so we'll kick off with The Hole in the Hedge, and then we'll play a tune called The Mist-Covered Mountain, and we'll finish that with a tune by the name of Hardyman's Fancy that I believe was composed by Joe Duran, who is a local accordion player that's lived here in Boston and has composed a lot of fantastic tunes. So without further ado, we'll give you The Hole in the Hedge. folks. I hope you enjoyed that. I certainly did, I have to say. It's great to be part of BCMFest. As John said earlier on, we've done BCMFest the last number of years. Last year we played it from the Druid, and it's great to be able to do it live this year and kick things off this Sunday evening. We're going to play a couple of polkas next. As I guess you are aware, we are the Treaty Trio. And the treaty part of our name comes from the fact that both John and I are from Limerick.
City.
There was a famous treaty that was signed way back in 1691.
1691, yeah.
And so Limerick became known as the Treaty City for this reason, and so this is why we kind of call ourselves the Treaty Trio. And I think that John spoke with Sean Smith a little bit earlier this month, and Sean there's a good kind of a little bit of background on the Treaty Trio there,
Exactly,
kind of
yeah.
also as well. So you should go and check that
And
out.
by the way, so because there's three of us, and because of where the laptop is in connection, so the three of us can be in shot. We can't read the chat at all. So our age is coming out. So people are saying stuff there and asking us questions. Unfortunately, we're too old to be able to read the screen and can't see it. So,
We'll get back to you
we'll get back
in
to it.
virtual time.
Virtual time, exactly.
As we go. So the next set of tunes we're going to play are a set of polkas. And polkas are a type of tune that come from our part of the country a little bit, or even a little bit more, kind of more south from us. But it's one of the tune types that we would have played a lot. I would have played a lot growing up and stuff like that. So we're going to play three polkas. The first one is called Nelly Clears, and then the tour polka. And we'll finish up then with a tune called The Upper Church, which is a townland in North Tipperary. So we'll finish up then with The Upper Church. Oh yes. Sorry, I'm trying to. We tried to figure this out a little bit earlier on, and I'm reading the wrong notes. Let's go from the top. 1, 2, 3, 4. polkas there. We're going to play a couple of waltzes now. The first one is called the Bluemont Waltz, and the second one is called the Beautiful Goldfinch. And we'd actually like to dedicate these to a young girl who was very, very tragically murdered last week. A lot of people will be familiar with Aisling Murphy and the tragic events that took place last week. And there's been tremendous outcry. She was a beautiful fiddle player, fantastic musician, young school teacher. And she went out for a run last week in the afternoon, and came to a very, very tragic end. And there's been a lot of support and a lot of very, very big public outcry in Ireland and also here in the US and throughout the world, really. And there was a vigil organised this afternoon by the Irish Pastoral Society here in Boston. And we would like to extend our deepest sympathies and our support to her family, extended family, her friends, all the musicians and folks that she has played with and that she has come to know. And we'd like to dedicate these two waltzes to her. So for Aisling Murphy. Thank you. Thanks, folks. So I think we're just going to finish up now with a set of reels. There is not much for us to do, but send out a big thank you to Max, to Abby, to Summer, and all the team at BCMFest for their Trojan efforts, not only for putting this festival together, but over the last 2.5 years, I guess, at this stage of pandemic and these pandemic times. They've done tremendous work in terms of supporting the cultural life of Boston, and in particular, Celtic music and folk music in general. So thank you very much, folks. A huge applause and a huge amount of credit is due to you guys. So thank you very much. We'll finish up with 3 reels. The first one is called The Ash Plant, and we'll follow that with a tune called The London Lasses, and we'll go into The Poor Man's Fortune. This is probably one of the first sets that the 3 of us put together. We've been playing it quite a while, and we hope you enjoy it. Looking forward to some great music. Coming up after us, we have Sarah and Jonathan. Looking forward to that. There's the Carroll Sisters, the Boston Scottish Fiddle Orchestra. We have Julian and Kieran and the Gentle Harp, which really looking forward to. So some great stuff still to come this evening. Stay tuned and stay online. And thank you very much, folks. Ash plant. Yeah. 3 times. much, folks. Enjoy the rest of the evening.
Thank you.
That's the Treaty Trio kicking things off here at BCM Fest 2022. We're going to keep things rolling on right away with a set from Sarah Collins and Jonathan Vokey.
Good. Everyone please put their phones on airplane mode. Oh, we are on airplane mode. Two. All right.
All right. Some tunes in F.
Oh, we did F once. Okay. Yeah.
Hello, everyone. Thank you to our audience here in West Virginia, where we are recording this virtual set for BCMFest. Thanks so much to Summer and everyone at Passim for hosting us this year, and pretty bummed we can't be in Boston to do this live, but this is a pretty good second best option. This is Jonathan.
Hi, I'm Jonathan. I just started playing Irish music with Sarah a few months ago, and I'm really excited to be at BCM Virtual Fest. And upset that I can't be there in person.
Yep, but we'll bring him to Boston soon enough. So, the first two tunes we did, Black Pat's, a Tommy Peoples tune, and Maud Miller's. We just love the sound of these two instruments in F, and so yeah, we're gonna keep going with that sound a bit with a tune that I picked up from Martin Hayes' recording, John Naughton's Green Mountain, followed by two tunes that I got from the Kane Sisters, a recording that I have spent many pandemic hours absorbing. So.
Cool.
Banter. Well, I was thinking while we were playing that we're really into the sort of slow, groovy, chill vibe, and it doesn't help that we spent all day skiing today, so feeling a bit tired. But had we been in Boston for this, I think we would have been out partying and playing sessions and, so equally tired is my feeling. So, right, the next thing. We're gonna do a tune that I wrote during the pandemic. I don't know how many of you read that New York Times article about languishing. This was a very trendy topic in about April of 2021. So the whole premise is just that we were sort of in this space where we weren't really flourishing. We weren't doing that badly, but we were sort of languishing in this middle space. So I wrote this tune kind of as like a just something for myself to do, something to keep my brain busy. And so I called it Languid. It's a jig, bit of a tongue twister. Jonathan has gracefully learned it. And then we're gonna follow that with two tunes. The first is called, I guess the second tune is The Torrid Romance, which is a tune I picked up from Sean McComiskey, written by a fiddle player who used to be in the DC area, which is where I am based. And the last tune is a Liz Carroll tune. It's called That's Right 2, because we love Liz Carroll. I'm running out of banter here. Okay. right too.
How much time do we have? How much time has it been?
No idea. I think maybe we'll do just the one more.
Okay.
Short and sweet. For anyone who is not familiar with Jonathan's work, since he is rather new to the Irish music scene, I would recommend picking up his brand new album, Spotted Pony, available. Yeah, wait, why don't we have one?
It's on Bandcamp.
On Bandcamp.
It's on Bandcamp. Spotted Pony.
Just came out this month, so grab that.
Cool.
And
I will appreciate it.
it was all predates us meeting, so can't take any ounce of credit.
Stay tuned for the next stuff.
Yeah. So, thank you for tuning in. Thank you to our live audience, Jonathan's parents and roommates. And and we are gonna play one last tune that I wrote after Fiddle Camp in a couple years ago.
Let's do it. What's it called?
It's called Be Happy.
Sarah Collins and Jonathan Vokey, that's amazing. Such a beautiful set. And I agree with Sarah. You should all go to Bandcamp and get Jonathan's record. I picked it up a few weeks ago, and it is fantastic. Love getting these new folks into the festival here like that. And what we're going to do now is the next act coming up is another act whose CD I purchased online recently, the Carol Sisters, and they're waiting here backstage along with Sammy, who has been playing with them as well. Why don't we welcome them on to intro this next set here?
Hello.
Hey, folks, how are you?
Good. How are you?
Good, good. Well, thank you so much for coming on here. I've been really enjoying your record, so thank you for that. And what have we got on deck here for this set?
Well, we're actually playing all tunes from our new album. So the first is the first track from our album, and then we do some stuff in the middle, and then we do the last track in our album. And we are going to be joined by Katie McNally and Neil Perlman, which we're super excited about too.
And what about Sammy here? Sammy's got to be part of it as well, right?
Of course, obviously.
He's the silent partner in all of it. Sammy, where are you tuned in from?
I'm tuned in from a practice room at Berkeley right now. Sadly, I had to go back, but it was super nice playing together over break.
Well, we are excited to have you all here and really looking forward to this set. Make sure you do pick up the new Carol Sisters record, and please welcome the Carol Sisters and friends.
be here. I'm Nora, I'm 14. This is Emily, she's 16. And this is Sammy, he's 18. The set we just played for you guys is called Reels for Three Brothers, and it includes the tunes Music in the Glen, Maids of Castlebar, and Reconciliation. And we were just accompanied by Neil Perlman, so thank you very much, Neil. It sounds amazing.
Next up, we're going to play an old Irish air called The Fairy Queen by Turlough O'Carolan. He was basically a bard who lived in the Renaissance period in Ireland, and he wrote many of like the oldest trad Irish rule tunes that we play today. And he basically just like wandered around Ireland with his harp and his mule, just playing music and warming the hearts of people. So it's cool to keep the tunes from like so long ago alive. And the set starts with the cello solo, so it's pretty great.
old set, called Classical Jigs on our album. The first 2 jigs come from the classical era, as you might expect. The first tune is called Miss Hannah of Elgin by William Marshall, and the second is Lady Elizabeth Coles by Robert McIntosh. And we're going to follow that with Pattern Day, a traditional Scottish jig. And we learned these tunes from the lovely Katie McNally over summer 2020, and she will be joining us on this set as well. And I'd also like to point out our Christmas tree. I know many of you may be judging us for still having it up, but it's pretty, right? And so we're just going to call it the BCMFest tree. So enjoy the beautiful lights until we take it down later. All right. set will be the last set on our contribution to BCMFest. But before we do that, we'd like to thank all the Passim crew and Summer for having us, and also for working so hard to make virtual BCMFest a success. Also, thank you to Katie and Neil for collaborating with us and making our arrangements sparkle. We really appreciate it. If you would like to order our debut album, Daybreak, you can go to our website, and there's also a Bandcamp link there. And you can also follow us on Facebook and Instagram at Carol Sisters. So this next set we're going to play is called Highland Heritage. It's the last set on our album, and Katie and Neil are also on the album. And the tunes are Neil Gow's Lament for James Moray of Albuquerque by Neil Gow, and Katie wrote us a harmony for the CD that I'm going to be playing too. We're going to follow that with a Strass Bay called John Campbell, and then Laura Seaforth Reel, and then a John Morris Rankin tune called Hulse. So thank you so much, and enjoy the rest of BCMFest.
Oh my goodness. That was so good. That was so good. The Carroll Sisters, they have a new record out. Make sure you visit their website and find out more. And also visit passim.org/BCMFest. That's where you're going to find the links to all of the artist pages as well as that donate button to make a donation here to the festival. Great to hear them as well as Sammy and Katie and Neil playing with them. Such a great set. We're going to keep things rolling right along. Lots of music here tonight. We're going to continue now with the Boston Scottish Orchestra.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to wherever we are in the day in BCMFest. We are the Boston Scottish Fiddle Orchestra. I'm Neil Perlman, and we're really excited to be part of the festival. That was a set of mouth music tunes from the Gaelic tradition, and it's one that I taught to the group when we were doing all Zoom rehearsals last year, and we've been really excited to many of us get together in person and start to actually hear what everyone's parts sounded like together. So we're going to play a few of the sets that we've been working on for you, and hope you enjoy. The next thing we're going to do starts with a strathspey called The Red Coat, which is a translation of the Gaelic title as another Gaelic tune. And and we'll go into a jig called Wee Todd, which is one of the first tunes I ever learned as a little kid, and I have always had a soft spot for it. One, two, three, four. Thanks very much. We're going to move into a tune from a different part of the Scottish tradition. This is a tune from the Shetland Islands that I learned from Kevin Henderson, great fiddle player from there. This is called Header Out to Bastevo. It's a great, strong Scottish fiddling tradition in the Shetland Islands, or really Shetland fiddling tradition in the Shetland Islands. And this is a wonderful tune from there, which we're going to pair with a popular tune you get in both Irish and Scottish sessions a lot that I find really fun, and we're going to have some fun with it, called The Song of the Chanter. One, two, three. Well, we have one more set of tunes for you here. Really want to thank BCMFest for having us as part of the festival this year. So exciting that we're able to do some of these things again. Just before we play this set, I wanted to say we are a community fiddle orchestra group, not just fiddles. And if you are interested in joining us, you can find all the information at bsfc.org about getting involved with the Fiddle Club. And we meet every week to work on these arrangements. And if you are not in the Boston area, but you'd still like to join, as you can see, we have Zoom members as well. And so you could join and join in with our rehearsals via Zoom. So please do look up the club and get involved if you're interested. We'd love to have you, and it doesn't matter what level you are on your instrument, we'll find a place for you. Very open and just a fun time. So what we're going to do here for the last set of tunes is we're doing a little bit of a tour of different aspects of Scottish fiddling, right? So we started with Gaelic music and got a Shetland tune in there. We're going to do two other aspects of Scottish music here in this set. We're going to do a Cape Breton tune. MacDonald's March is a great tune that I got this version from the great Joe Cormier, who's a wonderful, if you haven't heard his playing, great Cape Breton style fiddle player with strong roots in the Boston area as well. He's a big exponent of the Boston and Cape Breton music connection. And then we're going to finish off with a modern bagpipe tune by Mike Katz called The Medium Man, which I got from a great recording of the Battlefield Band. So thanks very much, everyone. Thanks to BCMFest, and have a great rest of your day. One, two, three, go. Thanks, everyone. Bye.
That's the Boston Scottish Fiddle Orchestra. Fantastic stuff. Great to see some community groups playing together like that. Real wonderful stuff. I'm getting a little freaked out that Neil Pearlman is in every set that has happened over the course of the past several days. But, I mean, we love Neil, but what's going on? Something seems a little odd. Well, coming up next, we're going to have a short video here from Julian Lloyda. I'd like to bring Julian in here. Now, Julian, you look vaguely familiar to me, and I can't quite place where I know you from.
Well, I used to work down the hallway from you in pre-COVID time.
Julian ran BCMFest for a few years, and he's got a new video here to present for us. What have you got, Julian?
We have a piece. My grandma was born in Belfast, Ireland, and grew up with her, and I didn't even ever really notice that she was from Ireland and things, and it just became it was just a part of my life. And then she passed away in my first year of moving to Boston, and after that I found myself immersed in the world and meeting Brian O'Donovan, and my computer's messing with me. Meeting him and okay, great. Meeting him and eventually running BCMFest, and the people in that world have just changed my life. And Kieran Jordan really helped produce this, and I can't say enough about her. And so it's just a little bit about my grandma and I and our relationship. So I hope you enjoy.
Cool. Well, I mean, it's something that I've gotten to see before. It is a gorgeous piece, and we are so thrilled to be here presenting this at BCMFest. Thank you, Julian.
Absolutely,
and
it means a lot.
Let's roll the video.
In 1955, a resilient little Northern Irish woman born in Belfast by the name of Bridget Foodie boarded a whiskey freighter to start a new life in the United States. Over the decades, she became a nurse, a midwife, wife of David Albright for 50 years, mother and grandmother to her son Patrick and his 3 girls, and her daughter Anne Marie and her 3 boys. One of those 3 boys, the middle child, was in Boston the day she died, on March 4th, 2016, 2 weeks before St. Patrick's Day. She lived a full life, regularly praying the rosary, boiling potatoes, and celebrating her favorite son and grandson. One of those 3 young boys, the middle child, was in Boston the day she died. That middle child was me. March 4th, I woke up to that unforgettable call. Me, a musician, was performing and producing one of the most crucial concerts of my life that week. And cornered, I stayed in Boston, missing the funeral. Left with only the winter holiday memories. Left knowing she would have wanted me to stay, because I was to become famous, as she said. Even write her a symphony someday, as she frequently reminded me. My tears hit the pavement as I walked to school. I ended up dedicating the day to learning an Irish funeral ballad that I had always wanted to perform. Only after she left, when it was too late, did I honor my elder. In Ireland, funerals are celebrations of life, as heard in this major key, soaring with childish wonder, while in the end, falling to its final descent. Like a casket lowered beneath the surface, with the pedal lifting, like the last clump of dirt, covering our buried loved ones. I wish you could have seen what I've done. I followed my dreams, starting Irish bands, working on the biggest Irish productions and festivals in Boston. I wish I could show you how proud I am of you. How proud I am to be of Irish descent. And even though I wasn't able to be there when you were laid to rest, I'll spend the rest of my life remembering you.
Absolutely beautiful. That was Julian Lloyda with, of course, Kieran Jordan dancing there. Such a beautiful piece and such a beautiful memory. So glad to have that as part of BCM Fest here 2021. 2022. God, what year is it? We don't know anymore. We've given up on that. Just truly a gorgeous piece. Thank you so much, Julian, for bringing that to us. We're going to move on now with Sean Healy and Owen Kennedy, who are waiting in the wings. Hey, folks, how you doing?
Hey, can you hear us?
I can hear Sean. Owen, are you there? I can sort of hear you. Kind of hear you. No.
Okay. Oh, that's better.
So tell us a little bit about what we're going to see.
Well, hi, everybody. So Owen and I had the great chance to record these tunes last weekend, and it's some tunes we've been working on for a little bit of time. And the first set is from the Simon Fraser collection, Scottish fiddle music from the 18 collected in the 1800s. A lot of it's very old, but it's a strathspey, wonderful mighty strathspey called Donside. And then we're following that with a reel called Lord Macdonald's, which is a kind of popular reel in the Scottish and Irish tradition. A lot of what we're playing in that tune is inspired from the fiddling of Liz Carroll, actually. So, and then we're following that with a beautiful Gaelic song called Owen na Chloiche, which is Song of the Stone. And it's all about the Stone of Destiny, the ancient coronation stone of Scotland, and what happened in the fateful event of Christmas 1960, Christmas morning. A bunch of students broke in and stole it from Westminster and actually made it through the barricades back to Scotland. And it's this huge dramatic story. And finally went back to England and then went back to Scotland, where it rests to this day in Edinburgh Castle. So it's a pretty proud to be Scottish song. And we're doing a lot of fun instrumentation on that. And Owen will tell you about the next two songs we're going to play.
Yep, after that we're going to play a set of Scottish and Irish tunes. We're calling the Boston State set. We're going to start with the Few Bob, an Irish horn pipe. And then one of Sean's originals, Ben Hope, named for a mountain in the Scottish Highlands. And then Pinnacle Ridge, fun tune we learned in the sessions at the Boston State's Fiddle Camp in October, directed by Katie McNally. You should mark your calendars because you should go next year if you can. And then another tune from that camp that we learned from workshop that Katie McNally taught. It's called Freddy's. So the set we're going to do after that are some jigs. We're going to start off with the Kool-Aid, one of my new favorite jigs, and then Thornton's, and then a tune for Karen written by Sean. I'm actually starting the process of making my first album. Thanks again to Club Passim and the Iguana Fund for helping me make it happen. You might just hear some of these tunes on it. So.
Well, we're super excited for this set. Thank you so much for recording it for us, and looking forward to that new album, Owen. Here's Sean Healy and Owen Kennedy. Sean Healy and Owen Kennedy sounding fantastic. Such great stuff this weekend. We're so grateful to have you all tuned in. That's Sean Healy's and Owen Kennedy's sites down there. Owen's got a new record coming out that is impartially funded by the Passim Iguana Music Fund. We're so excited to be able to give artists grants to help with their projects. So keep an eye out for Owen Kennedy's brand new record coming out. We've got a couple of great sets still to come. Right now, we're going to hear from someone who has played at the club many times over the years, BCMFest and her own shows. She released a record back in 2020 that was going to be a big release show, and then the pandemic happened, and we finally got to have a fantastic album release show back this November with Molly Pinto Madigan. Hey, Molly, how are you?
Hey, Matt, how's it going?
Good. It's good to see you.
Good to see you, too.
Even though it feels like back to the bad times. But
I know.
we're making the best of it. We're making the best of it with this.
Absolutely.
And the festival has been fantastic so far.
Yeah, I've caught some of it, and it's really, really amazing to see. And it's great that you were able to kind of adjust to the circumstances and still put on an amazing event.
That's what you got to do these days. You got to be ready and just go with it as the world takes you these days.
That's right.
So, what have you got for us tonight, Molly?
So I recorded a set in my bathroom because it has good acoustics. And it also is kind of a little shielded, so you wouldn't hear my dog barking at people walking by. So you get my bathroom acoustic set.
It was nice because backstage, while you were backstage, we can see the screen backstage when you're there, and I saw Loki come up and make an appearance. Earlier.
He's been really interested in whatever's on the computer, whether it's like my dad's watching videos about
because you had that video of the mouse, right?
Yeah, that. But he's branched off into watching like knife restoration videos and like all different. I don't know what he's gonna do with that knowledge, but
like the cat's gonna have their own YouTube channel pretty soon and just gonna be doing their own thing.
Yeah, they're plotting. I don't know.
Well, Molly, we're great. We're so excited to have you here, and let's watch a set from Molly Pinto Madigan.
Thank you so much.
Oh, so it's come to this, one locked and loaded kiss. I think I love you lost in those deep eyes of brown. Surely a girl could drown with love for you, love for you, love for you. Deep as a starless sky, longer than monarchs fly, is my love for you. So riddle me something true, some secret no one knew, and I will love you, I will love you, I will love you. Blink, summer has turned to fall, my heart's stentorian call claims love for you. So sing now how the barley sways, I could spend all my days just loving you, loving you, loving you. Oh, love, oh, my love, oh, my love. Were my love lost at sea, he would return for me. all painted blue, and I would do the very same, long nourished on his name. Oh, love be true, love be true, love be true.
Thank you. My name is Pinto Madigan. That was a song I wrote called Love Be True. It's from my newest album, which I just released at Club Passim. It came out a year ago in the fall, but because of COVID, I just had the opportunity to have the CD release show this past November at Club Passim with a full band. And it's from a concept album I wrote called The Ballad of Tamlin, which is based on a traditional Scottish ballad by the same name, the ballad, it's Tamlin. And so this concept album kind of retells the story with music, mostly, there are a couple of traditional ones, but mostly new music that I wrote. And there are different singers who voice the different characters in the story. So I play the main female protagonist, Janet, or in my version, Margaret. There's different variants. She goes by different names. So that was one of her songs called Love Be True. All the ones that I wrote, all the new songs, but different singers sing them. We had Vance Gilbert and Alec Cutson, and on the album, which is released, it's on iTunes and Spotify and Bandcamp and all the regular places. We have Mark Aureli on it, and Janae Halstead. We had some fill-ins in the show, like Brianna Paquin and JD Debris. I'm gonna play another one from that album. So it's a 25-song folk rock opera, which is kind of fun. And it took me a couple years to write. It was a work in progress for a while. But this is another one of the songs that I sing on the CD. And one that I wrote. It's called Fortune's Fool. My name's Pinto Madigan. I don't remember if I think I said that, but just as a reminder. Let's see.
A day in the merry month of May, I went out on a day. Fortune's fool, I went out though I didn't know the way. I didn't know the way. Where's he gone, my love, with the eyes of blue and gray? He's gone out on a day. Seasons come and seasons so quickly blow away. I cannot make them stay. Make them stay. Ooh, ooh, ooh. make one stay. How to love, my fingers all slick with slipping days. I cannot make them stay. Make them stay. Ooh, ooh, ooh.
Thanks. Yeah, so I should also mention that the project I was talking about, this album, the 25-track folk rock opera that I wrote, was partially funded by the Passim Iguana Music Fund, for which I'm very grateful. And it was also partially funded by 9 Athens Music and Chuck Honnett. So I had a lot of help to make the album, and it was really an amazing experience. I think that I'm going to play another one from it, and this is one that I don't sing on the album. This is one that I wrote for the character of Tamlin, or Thomas Lynn, as he's called in the story, in my story. I wrote for him to sing, and it was voiced by Alec Hudson on the album. He's a great singer-songwriter. It's called Threnody. I'm in my bathroom, I should mention, because the acoustics are better than most of the other parts of my house. And it also will shield me a little bit from my very barky dog who likes to go crazy and bark at passersby. So yeah, welcome to my bathroom. This is called Threnody. Flowers of the fringe field fade, but could a dwindling rose be saved for winter? Blinking poppies beat their last to rot, their roots kissed in the pale scrimshot of the weevils, but they will sweet honey suckles fragrant soon. The dogwood days of guileless June, pleasure fleeting. Though the woodlark's warbling threnody cuts me deep, it cannot be a true parting. Slain the ivy, reaching for the sky, whose sinew will mollify the moths of winter. Soil the promise shivers on its stalk, the impulse flickers and is lost. Oh, it's lost. But they will as the summer's breathless cavalcade sweeps by, could a rose be saved for a winter? Thank you. I'm thinking about trying a new-ish one. It's almost riskier recording it, playing something new on a recording, because like if you mess up, you're like, oh, I don't even want to send it in because I messed it up. Whereas if you perform it live and you mess it up, you're like, it happened and now no one remembers. This is like more pressure having it recorded, but I'll give it a go. This one's not recorded anywhere except I'm on Patreon if you're interested. On Patreon if you're not interested as well. But this one, I do a Song of the Month club where I've been, for the past like 7 or so years, challenging myself to write at least one new song each month. And then I post them to Patreon, so my patrons get an audio recording of the new song as it's fresh out of my brain. So this is one that I don't think I named it anything yet. I keep saying that.
What
Thank you very much. Looks like I'm just about out of time, so I want to thank you. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for supporting BCM Fest. It's a really, really great event. And the people running it have been working really hard to kind of change course and adapt it to be a virtual event because we're planning it for it to be in person and then COVID. So they really are doing an amazing job. So if you can feel like it, you can consider donating to them. Yeah, so I'm Molly Pinto Madigan. Thank you for listening. If you like what you hear, you can check me out on all the regular social media places on Facebook and Instagram, YouTube. All my stuff is streaming on Spotify, Apple Music, all the regular places, YouTube. But you can also find me on Bandcamp if you want to listen or download there, or you can buy CDs from there, vinyl as well. But honestly, you know, if you sometimes the like on Facebook is like an amazing thing for an artist. So if you feel inclined to follow me, then that would be amazing. Thank you, and thanks to everyone in Passim for all their continuing support for me and for other artists. I know that it really makes a difference, and we're all very appreciative of it. So thanks again. Have a wonderful rest of your evening. There's some more music coming up, and thanks again. Enjoy. Stay well.
That's Molly Pinto Madigan. The Ballad of Tam Lin is her latest record. Make sure you pick it up on Bandcamp. It is fantastic. We got to have a great big show with the whole cast of characters back in November, and it's just always great to hear Molly. She's been playing at the club for a long time. We were talking backstage, and it's amazing to see the art that she continues to create. So live from Molly Pinto Madigan's bathroom. That was Molly Pinto Madigan. We have got one final set for you here at BCM Fest. Do make sure you go to passim.org/BCMFest. Maybe bookmark that page so you can go back to it as a reference and see the artists that have played over the course of the weekend. These streams are going to stay up online as well. So you can go back on our YouTube page at youtube.com/clubpassim and re-watch these and tell your friends. Share these streams with folks you know who might be interested in seeing this music and getting involved in what we're doing. Also on that passim.org/BCMFest page, you're going to see a yellow donate button. That is what helps keep things going. Now that we are not in the club again and we're back virtual, that is how you can help support. So please do make a donation if you can. It does mean a lot. The money is going back to the artists. We've had a couple of sponsors. The Mass Cultural Counselor and Sullivan Tire have been instrumental in helping make this possible for us. Thanks also to Summer McCall for putting this whole gosh darn thing together. And thanks to all of you that are in the chat and hanging out. And it's been really, really fun. We've got one final act for you tonight. We're going to hear from Rachel Clemente and Dan Houghton. Let's bring them on for a final set.
Boston Celtic music people.
Hi there, we are If You Must Know. I'm Rachel Clemente.
And I am, as before, Dan Houghton.
We're really happy to be here playing for you guys, even if it is virtual.
Oh, it is fantastic.
So we're coming at you from Brattleboro, Vermont.
Indeed.
So.
We just played you a wee couple of tunes there. The first one was by a fellow by the name of Sam Mabbitt. It's called Phil Court. And then we played a tune of Rachel's called Dan's Jig.
Yeah, I wrote that one during the start of the pandemic when I thought Dan was dying of COVID, but in fact it was just a cold. So we're going to carry on with a Gaelic song actually called Owen, Owen. And this one comes from piping tradition.
It's a wee song. It's a song that describes a piper who decided that the local legend that a beast lived in the cave nearby was a big bunch of nonsense, and so he decided to prove it by walking into the cave whilst playing his pipes, and it didn't go very well for him. It was a bit like Arthur and his knights going into the cave of Caer Bannock. Yeah, it's called Moving Over, or the Cave of Gold.
Estruach Mirigan Trilavan Da life sweep Estruach Mirigan Trilavan Da life sweep Slav Saklayer Edrin Chachruch Edrin Yachruch Mohuchak Mahakal Edrin Loy Edrin Loy Shichalun Yaharich me Mohel from Miaulevrewa Delam hu Daviriran Gashirirach Aunam loon Edrin Chachruch Edrin Yachruch Mohuchokan Makal Edrin Yaloy Edrin Yaloy Shichalun Yaharich me Minamin Vikanango Krikach Manching Misha Manchil Misha Huanoid Snalon Klietanan Nehieta Manchik Misha Manchil Misha Huanoid Overnight Edin Yachruch Edin Yachruch Mohuchokin Magal Edin Yaloy Edin Yaloy Shichalun Yaharich me noi vecken am kroetri manchil misha manchik misha hu annoy snamich kuch genam für ihr manchik misha manchil misha hu annoy Edrin yachruch, yachruch, yachruch. Edrin yachruch, mohuchok en magal. Edrin yaloy, yaloy, yaloy. Edrin yaloy, shiyaloy, yaharif mi. Issemig meidjen og forget var Hegenol, Hegenol Manchig mische, manchig mische Uanoid, Uanoid Eden yachruch, yachruch, yachruch Eden yachruch, mohuchok en mahakal Eden yaloy, yaloy, yaloy Eden yaloy, shiyaun yaharif mi
So thanks very much, folks. We're going to continue on here with a set of reels. The first one being entirely my responsibility. It's a tune called Potential Well. You physics buffs out there, and for those of you who have had to try and motivate some not easily motivatable people, I'll play a tune from the west coast of Scotland called Anoich van den Ngorakin, or The Night We Had the Goats, specifically Nubian goats. And then we'll finish off with an Alan MacDonald tune called Dr. Alistair Mackenzie. very much, folks. We're going to finish off with a two-tune set here. The first of which is a combined responsibility, shall we say. It's called La Danse des Condamnés, or the Dance of the Condemned, for those of you who do not speak the French. And it's one, I composed the first part to it, and then left it lying around somewhere.
I composed the second part of it, and he claims I made it too happy.
Happy or not, we're going to play it, and then play an Irish tune called The Green Mountain, nice wee reel to finish off with. And thanks very much for listening and supporting Boston and Celtic music and festivals and people and all that kind of good stuff.
Thank you to Passim and for Summer McCall for all her work in organising all of us musicians. It was more like wrangling. So, thanks again.
Can I get an amen? folks. It's been grand. Good night.
That's Rachel Clementi and Dan Houghton to close things off here for BCM Fest 2022. Remember, next year is going to be the 20th anniversary. So 2023, we've got to be back in the club by then, right? Yes, of course we will be. So thank you all for tuning in. Thanks to everyone that has been a part of this. I want to bring back Summer McCall, who put together this whole festival again.
Hi.
Hey, Summer. Well, how was your first BCM Fest at the helm?
Well, it was unexpected and successful and like a true
Cheers.
sign of community. Yeah, people coming together. I don't have... Here we go. So, yeah, no, I really...
You don't even know what is in that jar. And you're just like, okay.
Fish water. Scottish fish, don't worry. But anywho, it's really been a great weekend. And with all things considered, the fact that we were able to have so many artists contribute, what you obviously saw was like, they took a lot of time to put some of these together, or they're just able to tune in live, and it's awesome. It's great to see. So,
and
yeah.
you did an amazing job getting everyone to band together into something that was not what we expected. And it really went off so incredibly well.
Yeah. Well,
Congratulations.
That's a testament to everyone watching of the Boston Celtic community. It's welcoming. It's ready to go. It's ready to like make the best of what we can. And
yeah, and for everyone that's that's tuned in locally, like know that this is your community. This is what's happening right around you. And for those of you that aren't local, come visit.
Exactly. There's sessions many nights where people gather around and go to different pubs and things, and this whole pandemic thing, this surge, it's not going to last forever. And when you feel comfortable, there are sessions out there already that you can come and play. And there it might be even some right here as an example.
Wait a minute. What are you talking about?
I hear something shaking in the other room. I feel like I need to go check. Wait, let's go see. I think there's a bunch of people here that either were tested or have already had COVID recently and are boosted and are doing all that they needed to do to be safe. And you've seen many of these people this weekend. Here we go.
Oh my goodness. The party rages on, folks. So if anyone wants to go to the BCM Fest after party, find where Summer lives.